Welcome. It's Corporate Governance Platform brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. I am Funmi Omoburiwo. Let me remind you that ICSAN is a leading recognized professional body in Nigeria that's dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. Today on the program, we want to look at the impact of corporate social responsibility on good governance and economic development. The impact of corporate social responsibility on good governance and economic development. And our guest joins us online this morning, Mr. BAMIDELE OSENI, ACIS, Managing Director, Caleb Consulting Limited, a firm of governance, risk and compliance consultants. Good morning, Mr. OSENI.
Good morning, Madam Fumi.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on Corporate Governance Platform this morning.
Thank you for having me once again.
Okay. All right. With me in the studio, I have Mr. Kayode Ketefe, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. Good morning, Mr. Ketefe.
Good morning, Fumi. It's very nice to have you back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Our guest, Mr. BAMIDELE OSENI, ACIS. Good morning to you and all our listeners. Good morning.
All right. We're going to take this message and we'll be right back. To stay with us.
The world is constantly evolving into a knowledge-based economy where skills and competencies constitute the lifeblood of public and corporate governance. You therefore need to empower yourself to fit into this new world by gaining basic knowledge and improving your skill set in the governance-focused disciplines. That is why every aspiring as well as practicing professional in governance field needs ICSAN.
ICSAN. What is ICSAN?
ICSAN is a leading statutorily established professional body dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. ICSAN members are trained as chartered secretaries and administrators.
Who are chartered secretaries and administrators?
Chartered secretaries are high-ranking governance professionals with a broad base of skills, unique amongst other professions. They are trained in law, finance, accounting, administration, strategy development, and corporate governance. In today's world, chartered secretaries and administrators discharge a wide range of duties and responsibilities, including functioning as chairmen of companies, executive directors, non-executive directors, company secretaries, risk managers, compliance managers, board evaluators, and corporate governance evaluators.
That is interesting. How then do I become a chartered secretary and administrator?
Good. Go to the Institute's website, www.icsan.org. You can also visit the National Secretariat of ICSAN at Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos, to get full information on how to become members. ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
All right, ICSAN, definitely the hub of governance professionals. As I said earlier, we're looking at the impact of corporate social responsibility on good governance and economic development. All right, Mr. OSENI, let's begin this way. When we talk about corporate social responsibility, CSR, what does it entail?
Well, thank you so much. CSR basically is talking about a business model in which companies are expected to integrate their social, environmental, community concern into business operation, such that stakeholders will be benefiting not just from their own profitability as a company, but every stakeholder will have benefit of impact in the economy, impact in the community, positive impact, and preserve the environment.
All right. So how does CSR fit into the template of corporate governance?
Because CSR is talking about giving back to the community. Now, if you look at our principle number 6 of the corporate, the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance, it's clearly stated that number 1, all organizations must pay attention to sustainability issues, including environment, social, occupation, and community health issues. I don't want to finish everything, but also if you look at corporate governance 25, principle number 5, that talks about ethical culture. It is just looking at how the business will not be adversely affecting the community for which they operate. And you look at the principle number 4, he expected that even though you have code of, you have a policy on CSR, it must be conducted and your business will be conducted in a very ethical manner. So these three principles, principle 24, 25, 26, clearly outline that businesses must be conducted in a sustainable manner that will receive positive impact into the environment.
All right, great. But I want us to reconcile, objective of CSR, which is, of course, charity, to the objective of corporations, which is purely profit-making.
Now, if you look at one of the reports sent by the Harvard Business School in 2018, sustainability is defined as doing business without negatively impacting the environment, community, or society. The United Nations program came up with 17 sustainable development goals, one of which is to ensure that every business, the way you must run your business in such a way that the long-term success of that business contribute positively to the economic and social development and health of the environment in a stable manner. Now, what this is saying that it is no more that it's not a moral swatch again. It's not a compliance issue. That business must be conducted in such a way as you are making profit, you must also be impacting positively in your community and the environment.
Now, do you think small companies or organizations struggling to survive should be concerned with CSR?
Yes, they should, because CSR is not just for one successful company, it's for all companies. The principle applied to all businesses to ensure they conduct businesses in a sustainable manner so that it will contribute positively to the economy, social development, and in an healthy environment. So it's about the way you do your business to ensure you are not adversely affecting the community and you are not actually oppressing the community, but you are returning back to the community. At the same time, you are not polluting the environment by your activities.
All right. Now, will you say it's ethical in governance parlance for entities to publicize their CSR?
Very, very critical. The Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance insisted in principle number 8, subsection 1, that it said every board of directors must ensure that the company annual report include a corporate governance report that provide a clear information on company governance structure, policy, practices, as well as environmental, social risk and opportunity. So it's a compliance requirement and a best standard.
All right, great. Now, there's a provision of the code that the board should establish policies and practices regarding its social, ethical, safety, working conditions, health and environmental responsibilities, as well as address corruption. Does this include a directive to embrace CSR?
Yes, if you look at that principle, 26 subsection 1 you read, it made mention of social, it made mention of environment, which are the core principles of the corporate social responsibility.
And what advice do you have for corporate entities on CSR?
Yeah, for me, I say that the issue of corporate social responsibility is not just your requirement. It's international global best practice. United Nations Development Program insisted that all organizations must adhere to these 17 Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. So therefore, organizations should see CSR as a brand enabler for the organization. Which is done properly, is as a way of life, is going to deliver brand equity, brand reputation to them, and not as a compliance tool. CSR is a business and strategic tool that if deployed strategically, it will help them to grow business, customer base of the organization, if done very well, so that if it's impacting positively to the social community problem. It's solving community problem. I'm sure that most communities is going to be happy with any company that is giving back to them by training their children, giving scholarship, at the same time doing business in their community. It's going to be a brand enabler. It's a strategic tool. You grow business, you grow customer, and you'll be more profitable. So that's my advice. It should not be taken from the from the compliance tool. It should be driven from a way of life and to grow business. To me, I see CSR is a way to grow business and not just a compliance tool. That's me, my advice.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Mr. BAMIDELE OSENI, ACIS, Managing Director, Caleb Consulting Limited, a firm of governance, risk and compliance consultants. Thank you so much for joining us on corporate governance platform this morning. All right, Mr. Ketefe, has ICSAN been involved in CSR activities as an institution?
Thank you very much for this question for me. Let me start by saying that the institute, our institute, the Institute of Charter Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, has a very rich literature on the subject of CSR.
Okay.
From time to time, she also publishes policy guidance on the subject. But what is important is that we don't only do the talk, we also walk the talk. So ICSAN as an institution has been involved in CSR activities over the years. Let me just mention a few. As part of our pre-annual conference activities every year, the institute has the habit of going to schools on many occasions to donate books to empower students of primary and secondary schools. It is also remarkable that during the COVID-19, the institute produced masks en masse and distributed to many stakeholders. One of the stakeholders, of course, is the Lagos State Government. The institute delegation visited the Lagos State Government Secretariat. That was on June 5th, 2020, and donated face masks for the use of civil servants. Another practice of CSR that I would like to mention is the Institute Annual Public Lecture. The Institute organizes annual public lectures as a form of CSR. The Institute, the purpose of this annual lecture is to beam searchlight on trending issues of public interest with a view to identify challenges and provide workable solutions. Using this medium, the Institute has over the years contributed positively to the policy direction of the country by availing the authorities of the much needed policy guidance and guidelines, while the private sector has also benefited from the pragmatic ideas and initiatives that are shown out from this program. So participation, I'd like to add that participation at every ICSAN annual public lecture is free. So that is why it is one of the corporate social responsibility events of the institute. So lastly, the institute will enjoin all corporate entities, whether they are big or small, to develop the culture of engaging in CSR activities, as it has so many benefits. It also contributes to enhance brand equity, as our guest has said. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity to talk about the Institute CSR activity.
All right, great right there. Thank you so much, Mr. Kadi Ketefe, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. And that's how we wrap it up this morning on Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. And we'll be back again next week, Wednesday, when we'll bring you a fresh edition of course, Corporate Governance Platform right here, 10:15 a.m. I am Funmi Omoburiu. Enjoy the rest of the day.
The world is constantly evolving into a knowledge-based economy where skills and competencies constitute the lifeblood of public and corporate governance. You therefore need to empower yourself to fit into this new world by gaining basic knowledge and improving your skill set in the governance-focused disciplines. That is why every aspiring as well as practicing professional in governance field needs ICSAN.
ICSAN. What is ICSAN?
ICSAN is a leading statutorily established professional professional body dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. ICSAN members are trained as chartered secretaries and administrators.
Who are chartered secretaries and administrators?
Chartered secretaries are high-ranking governance professionals with a broad base of skills, unique amongst other professions. They are trained in law, finance, accounting, administration, strategy development, and corporate governance. In today's world, chartered secretaries and administrators discharge a wide range of duties and responsibilities, including functioning as chairmen of companies, executive directors, non-executive directors, company secretaries, risk managers, compliance managers, board evaluators, and corporate governance evaluators.
That is interesting. How then do I become a chartered secretary and administrator?
Good. Go to the Institute's website, www.icsan.org. You can also visit the National Secretariat of ICSAN at Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa Ikeja, Lagos, to get full information on how to become members. ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
Check the beat out. Yo,